SourceFit Philippines Systems and Network Security. This presentation is an overview of our systems and network security policies and is extremely important, so please give it your full attention. This presentation provides general procedures for securing a computing device used for SourceFit business whether located on SourceFit-owned premises or elsewhere. The procedures are strongly recommended for all computing devices, whether connected to a network or not. For some uses, the procedures are mandatory. Note that the following 15 procedures apply to every individual who uses a computing device for SourceFit business. However, procedures 8 to 15 are technical in nature and may be delegated to a responsible IT support professional. Some of the technical provisions may be impractical for computers not connected to a network. However, even in that situation, the procedures should be implemented to the extent possible, especially if there is any possibility that the device may be connected to a network in the future. And by computing devices, we refer to any device that may be used for computing or networking purposes, including cell phones, tablets, and computers. Number 1. Understand and comply with SourceFit Philippines IT policies. All individuals who use SourceFit's computing and network facilities are required to read and abide by SourceFit's information technology, appropriate use policy, and other relevant policies. SourceFit policy regarding appropriate use of office equipment and resources should be followed at all times. Among critical provisions, SourceFit prohibits sharing of accounts and passwords unless specifically authorized. Number 2. Know your IT support providers and their role in information security. All SourceFit staff and customers on SourceFit premises have access to IT support staff. Know who they are and the services they provide before you need them. IT support staff, help desks, and technicians are trained in routine information security support. Number 3. Report IT security incidents. If you believe sensitive data may have been compromised, you must notify the information security officer immediately. You must also promptly notify your immediate supervisor and administrative unit head if any SourceFit physical or information asset is damaged. Number 4. Recognize when your computer may be compromised. Information security compromise of a system often results in a dramatic change in your own computer's performance that can be observed by the user. If you notice your personal computer rebooting by itself, suddenly slowing dramatically, or exhibiting any unusual behavior, seek assistance from your IT support provider to determine if your computer may have been compromised. Number 5. Implement SourceFit password security recommendations. Keep your passwords private. Do not share them with anyone, including your supervisor, family, coworkers, or IT support provider. Change any weak default passwords for local applications so that they employ strong passwords. Change your passwords periodically. If your password is discovered or you determine that someone is using it to access your account, contact information security immediately. Number 6. Ensure computing devices physically secured. Information displayed on your computer screen can be viewed casually by anyone within view. If you leave the area and sensitive data is visible on the screen of your computer, such information can readily be viewed by anyone nearby who chooses to look. Use a screensaver that hides the screen after 10 minutes of inactivity and requires a password to restore the display. Number 7. Avoid activities that may compromise security. When using a web browser, be aware that the less you know about a site, the greater the dangers. For secure sites whose address begins with HTTPS instead of HTTP, examine the web address carefully to assure it is as expected. Always examine embedded links to see that they point to an address consistent with what you expect. If any question, type in the expected address manually rather than following a programmed link. Number 8. Configure and use email securely. Email is an invaluable tool, which also makes it a great way for those with malicious intentions to achieve what they want. Follow these guidelines when handling email in order to help protect yourself from hackers. Be skeptical of all attachments. Even when you know the person sending you the message, if you are not expecting an attachment, don't open it without confirming with the sender that it is legitimate. The sender's email may have already been hacked. Watch out for links to websites included in an email. Sometimes the link that shows in the message is different from the underlying URL coded into the email message. If you click on the link, you will go to a phony site rather than the legitimate one. Instead of clicking on a link within your email message, copy the URL and paste it into your web browser. That way you will know that you are going to the real thing. Never transmit financial, account, or any other information that you consider private via email. Sending an email message is like sending a postcard. It is easily read by people other than those for whom it was intended. For example, someone forwarding your message to others could inadvertently expose information you intended for the original recipient alone. Be suspicious when you receive an email asking you to enter personal information. This is called phishing. Con artists try to trick you into providing personal information through email or onto a web page by pretending to be a legitimate business or organization. Don't click on a URL in an email. See the item above. And don't reply to the email. If you are unsure, contact your IT support professional or contact the business or organization by phone. Never ever reply to spam. Unscrupulous spammers will test their lists of email by sending out millions of messages. It doesn't cost any more to send 1,000,000 than it does to send one. If you reply, for example, by following the instructions for the unsubscribe option, you are just verifying that they have found a good address. Once they know they have a real address, you will be inundated with more spam. Don't panic if you receive an email from someone you either don't know or didn't send a message to, stating that you sent them a virus. There are a number of computer viruses that grab the email addresses from the address book of a computer they infect. Such viruses then begin sending out email messages that appear to come from the email addresses stolen from the infected computer. If this occurs with a computer outside of sourcefit, as it often does, there's nothing that can be done about it, because we can't control those computers. Simply delete the message. Handle attachments with care. Email attachments should be detached, then scanned with antivirus software before they are opened. If you have any other questions, or if there's any kind of email that seems questionable, please contact your IT support professional immediately. They're there to help, and it's better safe than sorry. Number 9. Use up-to-date protections against malicious software. Install the SourceFit provided antivirus and anti-spyware tools and keep them up to date. Number 10. Use secure file transfer and configure the file sharing securely. File sharing means you are allowing access to drives, directories, files on your local hard drive. File sharing should be disabled or restricted and secured. Any electronic data interchange between SourceFit and vendors must be only via links with equal or better security to that of a virtual private network connection. Number 11. Keep your operating system and application software up to date. Keeping current with updates and patches provide an extra layer of security. Your IT support can provide automated solutions to keep your software up to date. Note, consult your local IT support person if you are concerned that any update might affect the ability to access SourceFit applications. Number 12. Backup your data files and directories. This is necessary so that if something happens to your computer, files and data will be recoverable. Centrally managed backup services are available. Please contact your IT support professional to arrange for backups of your computer. Number 13. Destroy data and dispose of computers properly. Many people assume deleting files totally removes the data. In fact, it does not, and apparently deleted information can be still accessed by technically savvy people. If you have a device including PC hard drives, CDs, diskettes, USB keys, PDAs, old mobile phones, containing sensitive data that requires disposal, reuse, or donation, you must have all such sensitive data completely removed via such techniques as zeroing or degaussing or physically smashing the device. Contact your IT support staff who can provide guidance on the necessary steps. Number 14. Privacy and security requirements apply to all locations, including your home. Access to sensitive data must be limited to those users with a legitimate business need to access the information. Appropriate safeguards must be in place to prevent unauthorized exposure of sensitive information to anyone, including family members, friends, and others. Use encryption technology, such as VPN or SSL, when accessing SourceFit systems remotely or over wireless networks. Number 15. Implement additional security requirements for portable or handheld or wireless devices. Wireless devices, including laptops, smartphones, and PDAs, must be configured to minimize the ability of unauthorized individuals to gain access to SourceFit resources or to monitor data communications. Wireless networks inherently provide a lower level of security than wired networks, making them problematic when handling sensitive data. Clients should ensure their computing device is securely configured. Portable devices add another dimension to the problem of information security. Always protect a portable device with a password and configure the device to shut down or lock in some other way after a period of inactivity. That way, if the device is mislaid or stolen, access to the data will be made more difficult. If possible, encrypt any sensitive data that is stored on your portable device or media, such as a USB key that you may use.